Well, welcome everybody. Today we're going to be covering a webinar focusing on bringing personalization to life in Umbraco with uMarketingSuite. My name is Eric Rarup. I am with RBA. We're a Umbraco Gold partner. And today we're going to be covering kind of a pretty exciting topic. This is going to be, we're going to be covering personalization from a strategy standpoint and why it's important to optimize the digital experience. And then we're also going to go into some of the things to consider when you're planning for a personalized experience from a strategic standpoint as well, kind of how to assess maturity and to kind of gauge your next step from a planning standpoint. And then we have Leon from uMarketingSuite, who's going to be doing a demonstration of what that, kind of what personalization looks like within the Umbraco platform. So really excited about what we have planned here for today. And so first, I want to introduce a coworker of mine, Tyler Schrader. He is a principal strategist here at RBA. He comes to us with quite a bit of experience on digital strategy, personalization, and all the components that go into that. Very well versed in things like Google Analytics, Tag Manager, OneTrust, Ayurveda, and quite a bit more. So really excited to have Tyler here today to talk through the strategy side, and then we will engage with Leon to cover the demo on uMarketingSuite. So take it away, Tyler.
Yeah, thanks, Eric. So we'll start with optimizing the digital customer experience. All of us know that personalization is king right now. Being able to really target that digital customer experience and at the individual level is serving not just as a differentiator, a competitive edge, but really consumers have grown to expect that. For us, the journey to personalization starts with measurement, and all of that is focused around your funnel. Here we have an example of the steps in a funnel that we use for several of our clients. It's focused very much around business goals and identifying macro and micro conversions throughout both the growth and the customer experience phases, meaning after that purchase. This process helps to address both descriptive and diagnostic activities and really serves as a natural progression to predictive and prescriptive analytics, which we'll get to in just a minute here. But all of these pieces, really, in order for personalization to work well, we need to be making sure that we can analyze and track that entire digital customer experience. At the center of all personalization efforts is the concept of really getting to know our customers. First, we need to be able to gather reliable data. And again, that's where being able to track that customer throughout their entire digital customer experience is really important, with an emphasis on gathering first and zero-party data over third-party data. This is going to be super important as we see continuing shifts in the privacy landscape. Once we've gathered that reliable data, we can mix and match that to create a singular view of the customer. We can take the data sources from a website, a mobile app, even point of sale, and bring that all together to create that singular vision for a customer. Once we have that data gathered and unified, we now then move to activation. Using that data well to drive a seamless, personalized experience, ideally across each of the channels that individual is interacting with our brands, is going to be very important. That helps not only to ensure a good customer experience and meet that customer's expectation, but also, as we touched on earlier, really all of this is aligned to drive our business goals, helping us grow. we can take a look at this entire process of gathering data, unifying it, and activating it through a few different lenses. We have all of these different potential inputs. Many of us work with a CRM. We have those analytics tools. We may have social platforms and social monitoring platforms. AI chatbots are all the rage right now. Gathering data across each of these is really important to ensure that we are, again, just getting that really clear picture into that digital customer experience. Within this unification step, we're transferring data across each of these different platforms into one source of truth. Usually this is a CDP or customer data platform, but you might use your CRM in this function. We cleanse that data, unify all of those different sources, and then turn that around into segments. Segmentation is really kind of the underpinning of any personalization strategy. That really is the crux of the activation phase. Without that segmentation, that individualization, we aren't able to then turn around and provide that personalized experience across our websites, across that chatbot, so that it knows where that customer has been, things that they've looked at, and how it can best help move that customer through the funnel. And of course, underpinning all of this, I would be remiss to not speak a bit to governance and the importance of data privacy and security. Anytime we're dealing with user data, that is of the utmost importance. And that's because the privacy landscape is shifting drastically, not just domestically here in the US, but across the globe. We're all aware of GDPR. There's a brand new AI-based law within the EU that is providing guidance for us on the use of AI and consumer data within that context. But really, this is where, again, the importance of first-party data, us owning the data that we gather, not just passing that off to Google, becomes extraordinarily important. And within this, a consent management platform, a CMP, it plays a key role in ensuring that you have the proper consents across the different regions. So we've talked about personalization from a high level, moving from capturing data across that entire customer experience, unifying it, and then activating that. In order to really lay out that measurement strategy, we like to start with a document that speaks to the mission, the strategy of the organization, and then identifies just a handful of KPIs. These would be really the macro conversions that your organization is really trying to move consumers toward. These are the metrics that the C-suite is going to want to see. And we also then blend in diagnostic metrics to help us identify why one of those primary metrics or KPIs is moving up or down, hopefully up for the better. That measurement strategy takes into account the multi-channel ecosystems that all of us are operating within. It would be next to impossible, though, to just lay analytics measurement across all of these platforms simultaneously. So often what we'll do is we'll audit and prioritize those systems to create a plan to, over time, implement that measurement strategy across the entire ecosystem, covering that entire digital customer experience. Mapping those macro and micro conversions becomes really important to help us, again, identify the friction points and the best opportunity points for us to introduce personalization to help the user, that consumer, move further down the funnel toward that purchase. Or if we're talking about the backside of that purchase within the customer experience space, helping to ensure that they stay a customer. Because as we all know, acquiring new customers is much more expensive than is maintaining the ones that we already have. Each of us is on our own, at our own point across the analytics maturity model. And as we think about personalization, all of the data that we're gathering, most of us are really looking at and are finding ourselves stuck in that descriptive analytics phase where we're really reacting to trends that we're seeing in our data. This approach is designed to help us move up that curve beyond diagnostic analytics and into predictive and prescriptive analytics spaces, really helping to, on a predictive and proactive basis, provide that personalized experience for the consumer, ideally through predictive modeling and things like that. As we're planning our personalization strategy, it's important to keep in mind kind of the underlying pillars. And this is a journey, right? Personalization doesn't happen overnight. Brendan Witcher over at Forrester has provided this model. And this is something that we really adhere to. Most of us have some level of personalization. We're at that level 2. We may be segmenting and personalizing some of our emails, things like that. The tools that Leon is going to talk about later in the webinar here are going to help move us in solidly into that 3rd level and even potentially into that 4th level, where we're seeing advanced segmentation, we're folding in data from multiple sources, and we're able to really achieve that individualized level of personalization. And few brands actually get to this point and do this well. That's largely because this is an adaptive space. And so starting simple with some rules-based approaches and then moving into a blend of rules-based and adaptive personalization where we're taking visitor profiles and dynamically adapting content to those visitors based on their behavior. This is a path that it's really scaffolded and provides a nice, clear ladder to that ultimate goal of individualized personalization in an effort to ultimately drive our business goals.
Thank you so much, Tyler. I do appreciate it. Next up, we are going to get a little bit of a demonstration from Leon from uMarketingSuite, demonstrating their platform embedded directly in Umbraco. So, Leon, I will hand it over to you.
Yeah, thank you, Eric. Well, nice to meet you. My name is Leon de Wild, and as Eric and Tyler mentioned, I'm one of the co-founders of uMarketingSuite. And we are located in the Netherlands, and we started building uMarketingSuite 5 years ago, as we were also using Umbraco ourselves. So we only focus on bringing tools to Umbraco. And we were using Umbraco, and we were missing out some additional tooling like analytics, personalization, A/B testing, etc. So that's when we started building our own tool. And that resulted 5 years later in the tool that we have right now. uMarketingSuite is currently being used worldwide, so that's really cool, of course. And today we will deep dive a little bit into personalization. I have a lot to talk about within 20 minutes, so please stick with me, but we will be fine. So let me share my screen. We are now looking at our own website. I will give the demo on uMarketingSuite.com. And of course, our website is also developed based on the Umbraco CMS. And this is the back end of the CMS. And if I log in to Umbraco, you will see normal Umbraco behavior, where we have the content tree on the left and some menu items on the top. And if you have uMarketingSuite installed, so uMarketingSuite comes as a package on top of Umbraco, so you could see it as an add-on, then you will see a new menu item called Marketing. If we click on Marketing, then you will see the dashboard of uMarketingSuite with information about your license, some statistics, links to our YouTube channel, documentation, etc. But the main features are shown at the top. So over here, we can see analytics, A/B testing, personalization, profiles, reporting, and some settings. And for you, good to know is that all these features come out of the box when you install uMarketingSuite, and they become really native within Umbraco. So they are here right there where you have your content. So this could be your starting point. So this is where you can start your A/B test or personalization, but normally you will start from content perspective. Sorry, and that's over here, content. This is where we see the content tree within Umbraco. And if I click on the home page, then here you will see normal Umbraco behavior. So we have some properties that we can edit. But again, if you have uMarketingSuite installed, we get some new features over here. And this is where you can see analytics, A/B testing, and personalization. And if we click on analytics, you will see that we have data of your website directly in your CMS. And as Tyler already mentioned, first-party data becomes more and more important. This is first-party data. So this is data collected by uMarketingSuite and also stored there where you have your website running, so directly in your database. So we from uMarketingSuite are not controlling any data. This really is your data. We cannot even access your data. Frankly, we don't want to access your data because we respect GDPR ruling. We have a lot of data, as you can see, page view sessions. We don't have the time to go through all of them, but I want to show these ones because this is only possible if you're really native within a CMS. Because if we click on videos, then over here you can also see the statistics of the videos that you are embedding within your website. So if they are Vimeo videos or YouTube videos, we track them out of the box. So you can see how many times our videos being played, the average play time, etc. And also for your forms. So if you are using Umbraco forms, that is a way to set up your own custom forms, then those forms are also being tracked. Not only how many times is a form being viewed or started or submitted or even abandoned, or how many times did we get errors on a specific form, but you can even deep dive into a specific form as we are doing right now. And then you can see on property level, where do people drop off in your form? So you can pick out your conversion killers and say, okay, probably in this case, we should drop this field if we want to improve conversion. So that's basically all the info that you get when you have uMarketingSuite installed. Another one, before we jump to personalization, is the heat map, because this is a scrolling map. And this is the home page, as you can see, but this heat map is available for all pages within your website. You can actually have a look at how far do people actually scroll down within my website, and do they see that specific piece of content. And of course, you will have the data for desktop view, but also for mobile view. So all the data is here. This is, of course, pretty handy for content editors, because now they can see, does somebody really come to this point where they see that we have won awards or whatever content you are displaying. So that's basically analytics. But I wanted to show you the analytics also because of the fact that Tyler mentioned data is really, really important also for collecting your own data to be able to do personalization in the right way. If we jump to the front end, then again, this is our website. And if I reload our website, you will see that we get some additional features in the front end also. So this is called the uMarketingSuite cockpit. And if I click on this cockpit, you will see all the features that I just mentioned. If we click on analytics, we can see all the data that's being tracked by uMarketingSuite. And of course, this cockpit can only be seen by people that are able to log in to Umbraco. So a normal visitor will never see this, but this is additional tooling just to see what is uMarketingSuite or what is your website currently doing. Let's jump to the personalization part over here. And then I will move the cockpit to the right of the website. Because today I want to show you personalization in action. So real life demo. And I want to focus on two different ways of personalization. One is implicit personalization. That means a visitor comes to your website. You don't know the intention of your visitor, but they will start consuming content, reading content, and you will use that to build up a score around your visitor. And later on, you will use that scoring to personalize your website to make the website even more relevant. The other example is sometimes you know why people are coming through your website because they are clicking on a social post, or they are clicking on an advertisement, or they are clicking from an email that you have sent. Then you're pretty sure why they are coming to your website, and you can use that information also to personalize the experience of your visitor. But first, let's start off with building up a scoring first. On our website over here, we can see that we are looking for, could a visitor be a data and privacy officer? Could it be a developer, or could it be a marketer? And that information could be really useful for us, because if it was a marketer, we would probably address them differently than a data and privacy officer. So we want to make the content more relevant for these profiles. We are not only looking at these three profiles, we are also looking at, is somebody coming from an agency? Is somebody coming from a company, an end customer, end user, or even Umbraco HQ? So that is really important for us. And as you can see over here, you can also use journeys, customer journeys, but that's a little bit more expert modus. For now, let's focus on these three profiles. What we will do is we will start consuming some content. We will read some content on our website. We will build up a score on the right, and we will use this score to make the website more relevant for that specific profile. We will read some content, return to the homepage, and then we will see that this title, the all-in-one marketing suite for Umbraco, will be personalized, will become more relevant for the specific profile. Trust me, it will become clear. Just follow me on this one. So let's start reading some content. So this is our blog overview. And over here, we have an item called Boosting Sales and Customer Experience for Umbraco Commerce. So if I read this one, click on it, you will see that directly we earn 10 points for probably being a marketer. And I can read this item. And if I go back to the overview, then over here we have a product update. Let's say that I'm interested in this one also. Then you can see that we collected also 10 points for being a developer, but also an additional 10 points for being a marketer. Again, let's go back to the overview. This one also seems interesting, which is about improved A/B testing. So if I click on this one, then you can see that the system is now saying we have 10 additional points for being a marketer, and we passed the threshold value of 25 points. This could probably be a marketer. And of course, the threshold value and the building up the points, those are all settings. But right now, the system is saying this could be a marketer. If we now go back to the homepage, you will see that the all-in-one marketing suite for Umbraco title is gone. We are now showing the headline, all marketing features native within Umbraco. So that's basically how you And a real simple example, of course, but how you can use the consuming of content by the visitor for building up a score, and you can use that score to make the website more relevant without even knowing the intention of why did they come to our website. So let's say that we wanted to, or the way we do that, sorry, is we first have to come up with personas. So we have to have some sort of strategy. Who are the profiles that we want to personalize our website for? So we can go to the backend, click on marketing, go to personalization, and over here we have our collection of profiles, as you can see. We came up with 2 groups focusing on those 3 profiles, as you have already seen, but also 3 companies. But for now, let's focus on these 3 profiles. And it's really easy to add a new profile. So we could also say we are focusing on a job seeker. Tell your fellow editors, why are we doing this? Attach a color to it. You can select an image. Those are shipped out of the box, but you can of course also use upload your own images. And right now we have a new profile called the job seeker. If I would go back to the front end, reload my website again, you will see that the system is now also looking for, could this visitor be a job seeker? Of course, the website doesn't know which content is relevant for the job seeker. So how can we award points to that specific visitor? So we have to tell Umbraco which content is interesting for a job seeker. So we can go to the content section within Umbraco. We can go to a specific blog item. Let's say that we want to pick this one. And this is where we see the normal properties which we can edit. But over here we have personalization and also content scoring. And this is where we can say, okay, if somebody is reading this piece of content, I want them to score 10 points for being a job seeker. This is how you can go through your website and award points to your content. So also for your content editors, content creators, they really have to think about for whom am I writing specific content? Can I score it to a specific profile? Then please do so. If you were able to score it like this, then I would say don't score it at all, because this is not really attributing to building up a profile. In this case, you could probably think, okay, can I transfer the content a little bit more towards one profile? Or if not, then don't score it at all. This is how you can score your content. So how do we then personalize a specific piece of content? So let's say that we want to personalize this specific blog item. And let's say that we want to personalize this for a returning marketer, because that's a segment that could be really interesting, because that's somebody that has scored as being a marketer and is also coming back to our website. So that could be a really valuable segment, of course. Then we first have to build the segment. So let's go back to the backend again, to the CMS. And this is where we can say marketing, personalization. And over here we have our segments. This is where I can say add new segment. And this is where we can build up a segment. We see a lot of parameters that we can apply and that we can use to build a segment. But for now, let's say we are focusing on a returning marketer. Come up with a description for your colleagues. We can say it's a core segment. It's a segment that we will always use during our website. Or it's a temporary segment that we can use for campaign purposes. And this is where we can select an end date and end time. And as soon as this time slot is being met, then all related personalization will automatically stop working. So this is how you can control your campaigns. But for now, let's say this is a core segment. We are focusing on the returning marketer. We already saw that a marketer is a persona. So we can easily pick the marketer, save it. And over here we have a segment focusing on all marketers. We are trying to focus on a returning marketer. So we could easily say the number of sessions should be more than 1, like this, save. And right now we have a segment focusing on marketers who have had more than 1 session. So I can add this segment. And right now we have a newly created segment, which we can see over here. This is the returning marketer. Back to what we wanted to achieve. We wanted to personalize this specific blog for the returning marketer segment. So let's go to that specific piece of content within the CMS. It's this blog. This is where we can say personalization, add new personalized variant. And this is where we can select the segment. So we say it's the returning marketer segment. We can give it a name. Again, provide a description for your fellow editors or marketers. We can say add new variant. And then some magic happens in Umbraco, because now it's opening up in split view, where on the left we have our default variant and on the right we have our newly created personalized variant. This is where I can change values and properties. I can change the title. If I don't change the title, it will automatically inherit the title of the default variant. So only things that I want to be personalized should be mentioned over here. But for now, let's say that this is a must-read for marketers. We can select an image. Let's say this one. We can say this is a huge update for marketers. We can save it, save and publish. So right now we have a newly created variant of our content. If we would go back to the front end, reload this page, you will see that nothing is happening. And we can explain that using the cockpit, because yes, we are a marketer, as you can see. But in the cockpit, we can also have a look at all the active segments over here. And the returning marketer is over here, where we can see that it's partially active, because yes, we are a marketer, but we did not have had more than 1 session. This is our first session. So that's the reason why we are not seeing the personalized content. But as a marketer or as an editor, you would want to see the website through the eyes of your segment, of your visitor, of course. So that's why we came up with the simulation mode over here. And here we can say visit website as segment returning marketer. I can start the simulation. And right now we will see the personalized variant, as you can see. Even if we would go back to the blog overview, we will still see the personalized variant. So being really integrated within Umbraco helps us not only to personalize the actual page, but also if a page is shown in some sort of overview or link from on your homepage, and also that content is being personalized. And if I stop the simulation, we will see the default variant again. So that's just real short on how we can set up personalized content. All these examples are based on building up a score first. So again, we didn't know the visitor. Somebody is coming to our website, builds up a score by reading content, but we will use that information to build up a score and to make the website more relevant, personalized for that visitor. Sometimes it's pretty clear why somebody is coming to your website, because you are sending out emails with a specific topic in it, or you are making social posts, or you're running advertisements for a specific topic. And if somebody clicks on the link, then you could use UTM values, as you are seeing right now over here. We have the UTM source, we have the UTM medium, but let's focus on the UTM campaign, which is Black Friday. So if somebody clicks on this link, then it's pretty clear why they are coming to our website. Let me close the cockpit for you. Because it is stating UTM campaign is Black Friday. So the website directly changes and says also, who is Black Friday? Don't you want to convert? In an ideal world, people will scroll down. You will have some sort of form on here which people can fill out, and then you will They will convert and you will have a successful campaign. In real life, it doesn't work like this. People land on your website and they will start clicking around. So they will go to pricing and you won't have the UTM campaign value over here anymore. But your marketing suite still knows that, hey, this visitor came in for Black Friday, so we can show them a pop-up stating, don't you want a Black Friday discount? They will still not be convinced. They will go to case studies. And even on the case studies page, you can say, please book a Black Friday demo and get a huge discount. And if somebody then decides to click on book a demo, then you can see that even this page is being personalized and it's stating Black Friday demos are the best. So by doing so, by only using the UTM campaign value, you can actually make your whole website become a landing website instead of only one landing page. And the way we do that is real easy. We go to marketing, personalization, again, have a look at the segments. And over here we have our Black Friday segment. Let me click on this one. And as you can see, it's a temporary segment. So it's used for campaigning and only one campaign value is being applied. If I click on this one, you can see that this segment is looking at the UTM underscore campaign value is Black Friday. And of course, you can also add a different value, as you can see over here. This is how easy you can set up a segment based on campaigning. You can even say, okay, I want to use the UTM source or UTM medium. So if somebody is coming from LinkedIn, I know that they are a business user, probably a business user. So I want them to fall into the segment business users. And you can even say in advanced settings, I want to remember this forever, or only on this specific page where they land on, or during this session, or if you know that if they don't convert in 3 sessions or 3 days, then you can also set it up like that. So that's basically how you set up personalization. You build up a score, people come in from campaigns, but of course all that information is pretty interesting to know. And also, like Tyler mentioned, you should gather that information because that's revealing something about your visitors' purpose for coming to your website. What we did on our website is we have the book a demo form. And within this form, we only have 3 properties, as you can see over here, but also a hidden property. So if you fill out this form, we will receive the form within our email, but we will also get an additional feature by uMarketingSuite because it will also provide the visitor profile. And what we then receive is a link looking like this. So this is in our email. If I click on this one, of course, I have to log in to be able to reach this, or I should have an Umbraco account. But as you can see over here, this is the information behind the profile that filled out the form. In this case, it's a customer of us, Nicole. This is based on the Umbraco membership. So we are on our website, you can create an account, log in, and be able to set up your own licenses. That is what Nicole also did. So that is this information being shown. But over here, you can see that the first session was on April 4th last year. Last session, as you can see, is over here. She became identified on April 5th. And over here, we can see the Umbraco form submissions. And on April 5th, she filled out this specific form, the demo form. She triggered also some goals. She had 20 sessions, a lot of page views, as you can see over here. But during her last session, she was active in these segments. So that's also something that you can see. If she searched within your website, you can also see the search terms over here. And over here, you can also see the scoring. So this is how she scored on our website. So if she sends out an email to us, filling out the demo form, so before I reach out to, in this case, Nicole, I already get a lot of data showing me what's the intention of Nicole. One last thing I wanted to show you is those 20 sessions. If we go to activity, we can have a look at all those 20 sessions. Again, our own data stored within our own website. First session was on April 4th. if I scroll all the way down, we will see her first session. And this also reveals pretty interesting information because we can see that she came in through Google. So she probably searched on Umbraco with personalization. She found our link, she clicked on it. And as you can see over here, she came to our page, allowed the cookies for being tracked. And that was her visit. One day later, on April 5th, she came back, this time through Umbraco.com. So on Umbraco, you have a big list of all packages that you can install within Umbraco. She probably searched there for personalization also, came on our page, and clicked on the link to visit our website. And this is what she did. So she came on our demo, requested demo page, and as you can see, she filled out the form, she triggered a goal. 5 days later, she came back, but then she filled out uMarketingSuite directly. So she already started to know us. And she had a look at the pricing website. Then she went to my account, where she created an account. As you can see, she's also from the US. So there's a lot of data already revealed before I even reach out to this visitor. This is pretty important because, again, this is your data. We from uMarketingSuite cannot reach your data. It really is your data, and it's really GDPR proof. I can keep on talking for hours, but I think we should head back to Eric. So Eric, if you can take over again.
Yes, thank you so much, Leon. Appreciate all of the detail on that and the demonstration, and really appreciate that level of information regarding how to do personalization within uMarketingSuite, and a little bit of background on the analytics side as well, which is, to your point that both you and Tyler mentioned about capturing information is important from a security standpoint. So with that, why don't we do a few questions? I've got a couple here that'll kind of go between both Tyler and Leon here. I think the first one probably a little bit more targeted towards Tyler here. The question is, do I need to create new content to do personalization?
Fantastic question. As marketers, we're often very time-strapped and cash-strapped. And so we are huge proponents of reduce, reuse, recycle, not only when it comes to our household waste, but also our content. As you saw in the demo from Leon, you really only need to be selective about the pieces of content that you're going to personalize. And ultimately what it comes down to is creating variants of those individual pieces of content, a headline, imagery, things like that. That's where we can also rely on some new generative AI tools to help us in reaching some of those content goals. But no, you don't have to create all kinds of new content for personalization. You can certainly reuse and version existing content.
Great, thanks, Tyler. Another one is regarding the use of data from CRM. Question around whether or not that information could be used to personalize the experience using uMarketingSuite within Umbraco, or from a strategic standpoint.
Yeah, so in Leon's demo, we saw, and you didn't have a time to jump into it, Leon, but there's that external data sources tab that allows us to bring in data from sources such as a CRM and use that in considering the segmentation and profiling of visitors through the uMarketingSuite tool set. Very powerful and super marketer friendly. Each time I see this and I work within this tool, I'm just kind of floored at how marketer friendly it really is.
Great, thank you, Tyler. I think this one might be a little bit more scope towards Leon. It says, how much time will it take to set up uMarketingSuite within my current Umbraco website?
Okay, yeah, if you, then it's good to know that we basically support all the Umbraco versions that Umbraco also supports. So currently, Umbraco supports version 8 up to version 13. We also support those versions. So if you're running on Umbraco 8, you are good to go. How long does it take? Up to 1 or 2 hours for development. So a developer will need 2 hours to set up your marketing suite, test it through, and then it's available. Of course, it depends on your deployment process, how long it takes before it becomes available on production. But normally, it doesn't take that much time. It's really out-of-the-box installation.
Great. Awesome. Thanks. And let's do one more here. And this one, I'm going to direct towards Tyler. It says, I know I need to be doing personalization, but I don't really even know where to start. Help.
Thinking back to that personalization pyramid, you don't need to try and jump straight to the top. Can absolutely, and we recommend to take this incrementally. This may be something as simple as a personalized campaign landing page like Leon demonstrated today. It might be an interstitial that's targeted based on certain user behaviors. Start small, pick one spot. Really the biggest and hardest piece of all of this is making sure that you're gathering the data that's necessary for personalization. uMarketingSuite makes that easy to do within the Umbraco world. And those integrations from those other spaces like your CRM really help to amplify the effect of your personalization efforts, but you don't have to jump right there. Start small, pick something that you can get a quick, easy win, learn from, and grow.
Great advice. All right. Well, with that, I think we're at the end here. I'd like to have one more piece, just more of a kind of call to action and next steps on this for anyone who is interested. If you are looking for a personalized demonstration of this, you can reach out to uMarketingSuite at rbaconsulting.com, or if you are already working with RBA, then you can reach out to your account executive, and we will set something up. Again, thanks to everybody who attended, and thanks to Tyler and Leon for your time and content and prep for this as well. So thanks, everyone.